Peace and love, everybody. Salute. All right, let's get into this. So I know you guys have seen the reportings that came out that Devin Haney has officially filed a lawsuit against Riri the racist Garcia for the outright flagrant attempts made on his life and his career during their highly controversial fight back in April. Now, this comes as great news to me and many of my real ones out there, okay, who know what has been going on and who have been following the spectacle for the past 5 months, pretty much, right? 5-6 months. Those of us who have been sitting back and watching the disgrace unfold, within all of the multiple drug tests that were failed by Ryan, the bizarre police run-ins that this man has had over the past few months. And of course, we cannot forget the disparaging racist outbursts that this man has had, gone on an absolute tirade, saying the most disgusting, vile things that one could imagine about Black people, about Muslims. I mean, it's just, this man is trash, yo. Like, plain and simply. This is what us real ones have been watching unfold for the past several months. And as a result of all of that, the boxing world was really essentially turned completely upside down. And amid all of the scandal, we saw the true colors of everyone, from complicit boxers to partisan, so-called independent YouTube commentators, right? All of these people running amok and corralling behind a really disgusting need, even amid all the controversy, to protect a cheater and a drug abuser who not only sought to violate Devin Haney and his team, but also ultimately insulted the true boxing fan. Us, me and you, who show up for our fighters, who show up to support the sport that we love by way of clean sportsmanship and, heart and championship and warriorship of the fighters that we support and back. Now, it's been said in the reporting that I came across that Devin will be suing for fraud, battery, and unjust enrichment, and also for the damages suffered as a result, and that span physical injury, emotional and mental stress, and reputational damage, which amounts to millions of dollars. Right? And this, of course, is alluding to his potential earnings being compromised due to the pretense that he has somehow been made or relegated to the category of damaged goods because of the outcome of that particular fight with Ryan. And this is part and parcel to a lot of the discourse that was going around at that time. Pictures and memes being made of him on the canvas, all types of unsightly things and unbelievable statements being made against Devin Haney at this particular time. That can definitely be seen as reputable damage, 1000%. And so he is suing for all of these things. Now, one thing that I find to be an absolute joke, and it seems to be a constant thread that stems from, the aftermath of the fight up until this point with the breaking of this news. And it's pertains to how mental wellness and mental health seems to be championed or allowed to be championed by particular fighters and not by other fighters. And we've touched upon, these particular types of matters in some previous discussions that we've had here. But for example, Tyson Fury became an overnight spokesperson pretty much for mental health when he was, drug cheating and doing cocaine. All of a sudden, he was accepted with open arms as a spokesperson for mental, wellness. Overnight, he's the champion of mental wellness in boxing and has the sympathy of the world pretty much at his feet and at his disposal. All of that was able to be bypassed, under the banner of quote unquote mental health issues. Likewise with Lomachenko, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, he recently disclosed that he was going to take a hiatus and recover from his last fight and also tend to mental health and everything like that. So that was his cloak of mental health. Then you got Danny Garcia, who shared with the world, that he had been dealing with mental health issues and the importance of it and, wanting to advocate for it and speak about its reality in the boxing world and things like that, which is all good. But let's not forget that even Ryan Garcia waved the mental health banner during the buildup of the fight, Okay? Ryan himself got on every podium and every platform that he can get to. Talk about the children's need savings and, how I was raped and I was just thrown into the forest with the people in robes standing by the fire. He was just saying everything that he wanted to say, all under the guise of a supposed, mental health, awareness, all of which was permissible. All of it was permissible, whether it's somebody who was actually dealing with it on various levels like Danny Garcia, or whether it was a load of crock like Ryan Garcia. It was permissible either way. Yet, in the case of Devin Haney, somehow, something has gone awry with his claim to needing to tend and address to the realities of the mental stress and the mental wellness that was compromised via the several violations committed during this fight and through this fight. Somehow, in these people's minds, Devin Haney, who just went through only months ago a highly publicized, arguably humiliating, compromising defeat at the hands of a cheater, supported and backed by the boxing public and the boxing media, is supposedly unentitled, to claiming damages or to claiming that he has been affected by all of the things that he has endured as a result of being carelessly violated and disregarded. Somehow people are offended or off-put by the notion that Devin Haney also has a mental wellness that he needs to tend to, a sense of wellness for himself and for his life and for his business and all of his ventures. And his personhood, his personage has to be respected and cared for. The fact that he is assuming such a position has people, up in arms for whatever reason. It's as if he has no right to claim resolve for the injustice and violation done onto him. This is the mindset of the people complaining about it right now, and that have been complaining about it for the past several months. Real talk, people have been attempting to call Devin Haney all types of soft and all types of names ever since the word came out of Ryan's cheating, and that it was made, definitive that he was actually cheating, and all this, that, and the third was found in his system and stuff like that after the fight. The mindlessness continues now, of course, that the news of him going forward with the lawsuit has broken. So, I guess the name of the game is to pick and choose what level of mental wellness is applicable. Okay, what level of mental wellness is acceptable and by whom it is acceptable to? By whom can this be seen as a plausible call? I mean, the rationale of these people in the boxing world is just utterly non-existent. Worse yet is the idea that people with this disposition and this thwarted sense of reality call themselves supporters of the damn sport. You support the bypassing of regulations. That's what you support? The disregard of life in an already topsy-turvy and precarious environment? Nah, we don't condone that over here. We've gone over time and time again about, the senseless and illogical rationale of people who are only concerned pretty much about waving pom-poms for, a particular fighter here or preferred fighter there, or, for media personalities that they cling to who push all types of coercive, snide, derisive content against, prominent black males, particularly in this sport, who do not pander to the ideals of what a quote unquote good old typical black fighter should be. Nah, let them cowards sit on the sidelines and complain. Keep goddamn complaining. The young King Devin Haney is moving forward like a boss, okay? And he is ensuring that a scumbag like Ryan the racist Riri doesn't get away with the violations that he's committed in this sport again. Or anyone like him for that matter, okay? This is the first step to ensuring that we get the scumbags the fuck out of boxing. All the cheerleading, that the public wanted to give him, all the excuses of Ryan's mental fragility and the babying and the cost setting that they were doing for Ryan, all of his own excuses about the children being taken into forests and abused and all this, that, and the third, all of that was for naught because Devin Haney is going forward with his lawsuit and he is seeking the justification that is owed and due to him. Devin is stepping on business, and anybody who thinks that he should be doing anything less is a pussy. I'm just going to call it the fuck like it is. Period. Millions of dollars on the line, reputations at stake, and I'm going to just let you live, sip your lemonade with your feet up after you did the most sucker shit ever? You think that little tap on the wrist from the New York State Athletic Commission was it? You bugging, my dude. Not over here. You're going to pay for what you did, period. You're going to pay literally, too. So that the next time you think about doing something like this again, you better make sure that you got enough change jiggling in your change jar, in your little piggy bank. Perhaps you'll think twice about doing some dumb shit like that again. Anyway, that's it for me, y'all. I'm on to the next. Peace.